10 things you need to know about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. 1. The goal of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is to control and eventually submit your opponent, or in most cases, training partner. So don't try to dive for submissions right away. That usually ends up pretty badly. No, take your partner down, work to dominant positions, and from there look to either get a joint lock or strangle and make your partner give up or tap out. Second thing you need to know. Being on bottom is not always a bad thing. In most martial arts, the goal is always to stay on top. But in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, we use the bottom position so we can free our legs and hips to attack our partner. There's a lot of great submissions and sweeps to do from bottom. Third thing, in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, you score points by going to dominant positions. So mount, back mount, knee on belly are all point scoring positions. There's also 3 point scoring actions: passing the guard, taking your opponent down, or sweeping them. And the sweep is going from a guard position, like close guard or half guard, to a top position. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu comes from the same roots as Judo and Japanese Jiu Jitsu. It was a martial art created in Japan to help the samurai defend themselves when they would get off the horse. And from that martial art, a lot of different martial arts formed. Judo, Sambo, and from Judo formed Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in the late 19th century. During our Brazilian Jiu Jitsu practices, we don't allow punching and kicking. We have a lot of good MMA fighters training here, but during practice we don't punch, we don't kick, so we can train in a safe way and we can build the skills without getting any brain damage or other damages. Try to stay calm. You'll learn a lot more when you're calm. It's also going to be a lot harder for your partners to move you. So this is a lot easier said than done. This is going to be usually a journey of months or years, but if you can stay calm, you're going to get a lot more out of your practice. Next thing you need to know, everybody was a white belt once. Nobody started with a black belt. So the higher belts are usually very glad to help you out with your techniques. Don't worry about being a white belt. Everybody started as a white belt, and there's no shame in asking questions or asking advice from the higher belts. Next thing you need to know is personal hygiene is super important. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a close contact sport. It's grappling. It's super important you wear a clean outfit to every training session, even if you're doing 2 trainings in a row, that you're smelling nice, that you brush your teeth, that you're not coming in dirty. That way your training partners are gonna like you a lot more and you're gonna keep yourself in the running, not getting any skin infections. Whenever you go off the mat, wear your flip-flops. Whenever you go on the mat, make sure you're barefoot. This way we don't take any dirt or bacteria in from outside of the mat, again preventing any skin infections. Okay, then the belts. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu belts take quite a long time, probably the longest time to go from white to black belt in any martial art. You go from white to blue to purple to brown and eventually to black belt. And it will take probably 8 to 12 years for you to reach your black belt. So don't worry too much about it. The belts are more of a reward for the hard work that you put in than they are something to work towards. Just keep training, the belts will eventually come.